Almost what?
Update on Steven's
Almost
phone.
what?
We're live.
Almost what?
We are live. Hello, everybody. You know me. Okay, no, you don't, but you know who I am. I'm Issa J, your Smarky Wrestling Alliance heavyweight champion. WrestleMania was great to me. And yeah, it's a new setup. It's a totally different setup.
That's a new setup. Yes, it is.
We have who's being completely snarky today.
It's Liam Landry.
And sitting next to him,
DJ.
yes. So yeah, that's gonna be a lot of fun. We actually have him for a time.
Yes.
Cool.
Has some time constraints, so we don't know if he's
If
how long it's going to be. But last week we ended up having some problems with it. Issa being late to it because of other concerns that had kept him busy. DJ, he was also coming off of a sickness, so he wasn't really had a lot of information. So he just figured it'd probably been best to just not do it then. It would probably just been a lot of me talking. So it was probably for the best.
Yeah.
But this week we're back at it.
Yeah.
Up until next week, but we also have to take time off because of Mother's Day.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll be back at it again.
Yes.
It's very hit or miss right now because of the Sunday holidays.
Yeah.
But
Easter, sickness, and a whole bunch of grudges.
Yes.
Totally messed with us. But it didn't have any last week we thought a lot of news went down, and it did. But this week even more went down with injuries, Vince McMahon being a jerk, and so much more. And we're gonna talk about that really, really soon.
Vince McMahon being a jerk, that's real breaking news.
I mean, come on.
People didn't know that beforehand.
Nah.
It's like if you don't know Vince McMahon being a jerk, then you don't know wrestling at the moment.
And this first segment here is what we called us never getting invited to WrestleMania Podcast Row.
So, right before we get into our first category, how was your few weeks? It's been a while since I saw you, DJ.
Yeah, it's been a while. Y'all been watching Game of Thrones. No spoilers, but bet y'all having fun with that. I've heard that's been pretty good lately.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I was sick last week. Couldn't do it last week. But yeah, I'm back. Hopefully, after Mother's Day, we can get a few weeks in before football season starts, and then I start missing again. So.
Well, good thing football season doesn't even start till September, so we're good.
You got a few months.
Yeah, you got about 3 months with me. So.
And
hello, Smarky.
How has your couple of weeks been since we've been on here?
Oh, pretty good.
You and I have been on here the week after Easter, so I think, or was it the week before Easter?
No, both. Probably.
It's one of those.
I don't know.
How have you been?
Oh, I've been fine. Pretty normal. In here, no big concerns.
Living by yourself now?
Yeah, for a while now. Yeah.
House, yeah.
I'm pretty sure that everyone didn't need to know that.
No.
They should also know that I live with a robotic dog that shoots lasers.
Oh, if you're an intruder.
So he is not alone.
No.
Okay.
Never alone.
It's more alone in spirit because it's just a robot dog.
Come on, they have feelings too.
No, they don't. That's because they're robots.
And then, my few weeks have been pretty interesting to say the least. A lot of ups and downs and turnarounds, but just trying to keep on trucking, making it through to the next week,
Yep.
So, let's jump right into our first segment of our show. It is one that is groundbreaking because we talk about the news of wrestling outside of the WWE. Yes, the segment is called News Outside of the WWE. All right, what's the first one we have, Liam?
Me take it. I can go over what happened at night 2 of Wrestling Dontaku.
Yes.
Which is basically the main night. I mean, the first night was mostly just tag matches, so that's why I'm not really going over this. Still tag matches here. But first off, here we had some young lions in tag match. I heard it was actually pretty good. Young lions match. They always do a pretty good job. But going into the real meat of the main wrestlers, we had Suzuki Gun represented by El Desperado, Minoru Suzuki, Taichi, Takama and Takama Chinoku. Oh, and also Yoshinobu Kanemaru, defeating the team of Jeff Cobb, Ryusuke Taguchi, Tiger Mask 4, Toa Hanara, and Yoshihashi. Yeah, so it's a team up of mostly Taguchi Japan, with Yoshihashi losing to Suzuki Gun. Then we had Jushin Liger and the most violent players, Togi Makabe and Toru Yano. As they're going by a new name now. Since that's team up there, Makabe was with Taguchi, Yano, of course, with Chaos. So that's what they've been known as. And they beat the Bullet Club featuring Jado, Tamatonga, and Tangaloa. Chaos had a victory against Hiroki. Chaos represented by Hiroki Goto and Mikey Nicholas. Oh, and also teaming with Juice Robinson and Tamake Hanma. I believe he's a newer person.
I'd have to see the
another
name in order to attempt that one.
I think it's another Polynesian.
Okay.
Hanma. No, is it? I don't know. Over Bullet Club, represented by Badlick Fale, Chase Owens, Hikuleo, and Switchblade Jay White. So yeah, not a good Bullet Club night, but they do have some victories. Like in the next one with the Bullet Club, represented by El Fantasmo and Taiji Ishimori, defeating Dragon Lee, and Will Ospreay. And then probably been a really good match. I haven't seen El Fantasmo, but I heard he's a pretty good high flyer along with the other guys. Then we had Los Ingobernables de Japón, which is represented by Bushi, Shingo Takagi, and Tetsuya Naito, defeating the team of Kota Ibushi and Roppongi 3K. And then we go into Tomohiro Ishii defeating Evil, and then to go back and back with LIJ losses, we have Okada, the IWGP champion, defeating Sonata to retain the IWGP championship. So, which is kind of a big deal because we've already had 2 losses with 0 defense runs in Tanahashi and Jay White. So it would have been a pretty big deal. They mentioned it in the match. The last time they had 3 0 defense runs, where basically the person lost their first match. And it was all the way back to when Vader won it. So basically Vader won it, then lost it immediately. And then the next guy lost it immediately. Then the next guy lost it immediately. So that should give you an idea of how that's been decades since they've ever done that. So yeah, so it was a big deal and a good match I'll talk about later in another segment. But yeah, so that was the big nights from it. The night one, the only real big match I saw there was Dragon Lee versus Taiji Ishimori for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah.
And also they had the it would have been another notable match, but I don't know how good it would have been. It was Jeff Cobb versus Taichi. So I don't know if it'd be the best pure wrestling match. Probably it's still entertaining, I would assume, but that was for the what is Intercontinental, right? Or is it? No, he's never
who's
over.
the champion?
Jeff Cobb. He just
never
won it.
open weight.
They never open weight. Yeah,
Yeah.
he won at the ROH Super Card of Honor show. So
Yeah. And it sounds like it was like a fun show so far. There's no night 3, it's just 2.
that's just 2.
Yeah, it seems like it'd be like really, really fun. I'll try to watch it. I just need the information one more time.
Yeah. But yeah, it was. I haven't seen a lot of the matches. I've seen the last 2 in there.
So Okada Sonata.
Mhm.
You think that
Yeah.
one's gonna get another 5-star?
It definitely could. It's possible.
It was kind of the part I walked in on was kind of slow towards the end at the 35-minute mark because they were doing a lot of submissions. That's not my type of style of wrestling. I like the fast pace, but
Well,
you
we're
saw
gonna
most
show
of
you
it,
El
so-
Phantasmo and Taishi Ishimori.
why?
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I've never seen him, but from what I've understood, he's another high flyer and would make sense in that combination there.
Yes, I think he's also a luchador style. So it totally makes sense that you do a lot of high flying.
Yes. I don't believe he's not from Mexico. I know that.
I think he's one of like those. Wait, you said he's not from?
No.
I think he's one of the British guys.
Yeah, no.
Because-
I'm pretty sure he's British.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure what the credit is his name.
Because
the Jobber hung out with him.
Because with the name El Phantasmo
Mm-hmm.
and the style, you would think it should not be confused with El Hijo de Phantasmo, which is the son of the ghost, a different guy, and not his father. Definitely not his father. But no, that would have been the quick high flying one.
Mm-hmm. We'll show you that one. That'll get you hooked onto some New Japan. But yeah, it sounds like a real. It's cool that Okada.
And I also like
to.
I would have also liked to seen the teaming of Pongi 3K with Kota Ibushi.
Mm-hmm.
Must have been the prettiest tag team of all time.
But it's for New Japan. It now garners the question: is Okada the John Cena of the New Japan? And a lot of people are saying that maybe that was
Tanahashi. That's a more fair comparison because of the babyface nature of it all.
But now that Chaos is hanging out with Taguchi Japan a lot more,
It's still a different type of babyface.
It is.
Like Tanahashi's there for the fans and for the kids, with Okada being a different concept.
But Okada
when it
can
comes
definitely be the overbooked John Cena version. Not for the kids, but for the championships.
It's a different concept to weigh in on that because can you say one of the best wrestlers in the world is overbooked by being the champion? Especially when he's taken such a long time to get back to that, with the broken Okada gimmick. It's really hard to say. I will make comparisons to Sonata and Kofi Kingston because Sonata's been there for a long time, has been in successful tag teams, and is great on his own. I love Sonata as a singles wrestler along with being a tag
he's a
team.
really cool guy.
Yeah, real cold skull. But
what's his face lose his IC title? He did. Who did he lose that to? Because in our LIJ, he lost that.
yeah, Tetsuya Naito.
Yeah. Who Kota Ibushi.
Kota Ibushi, yes.
Yeah. So who pinned who in that match?
It says it on here. I just have to bring it up. Naito pinned Yo.
Okay. That's interesting right there. Because if it was Naito pinning champion, you just automatically assume they're about to have another match for that title.
Yeah, that would normally lead into
Mm-hmm.
a match.
So it's interesting. So Bullet Club defeating the other two champions.
Bullet Club defeating Dragon Lee and Will Ospreay.
Who pinned who? Because Will Ospreay isn't a champion anymore. Because he lost his to Jeff Cobb.
Phantasmo and Ospreay.
Okay. Okay. So
And,
I can see.
And I believe Dragon Lee still is the retaining junior heavyweight champion because he won it from Taiji Shimori.
Yeah, that was at the same show.
Well, he won it back in Supercard. If I remember, we watched that one.
Yeah, Dragon Lee
And
won
that
that.
that triple threat, and I believe he retained it last night.
Okay. So, alright, cool. So it'd be interesting to see who's the next one to get it to be in line. It might be El Phantasmo. It might be.
It could be. Definitely.
That'd be really cool.
And it's just too bad it's not his Dragon Lee's choice because Dragon Lee, of course, wants it to be Hiromu
Takahashi. I mean, we all want it. We all want that rematch without Takahashi breaking his neck. No more breaking your neck, Takahashi.
I just think of the day when Dragon Lee retains to a Phantasmo, and then out of nowhere, a giant inflatable kitty pops up, and it's like
no head.
no, it's the little kitty that he's always carrying around with him. It's like an inflatable version of that, and then like that's it. That's the end of that pay-per-view. It cuts off. It's like it's the return. Takahashi is coming.
Yay, Takahashi. Alright, let's move on to the next segment. Not the next segment, the next piece of news. And last week we had Impact Wrestling Rebellion. And only 8 matches, so let's get right into them. It was a 6-man match to start it off. It was Ace Austin versus Aiden Prince versus Eddie Edwards versus Jake Christ versus Jake Daner versus Petey Williams, with Ace Austin picking up the win there. Then we had an intergender match with Scarlett Bordeaux with Fallah Bah defeating Rohit Raju with Gama Singh and Raj Singh, not to be confused with the other Singh brothers. Scarlett Bordeaux, the woman, got the victory here in 5 minutes. So that was just a little bitty squash match they decided to throw in. Then we had a 6-man tag match with Moose and the North, which is Ethan Page and Josh Alexander, defeating the Rascals, which is Desmond Xavier, Trey Miguel, and Zachary Wins. So still pushing Moose without giving him that big victory so far.
Moose.
Then we had the Women's Impact Knockouts Championship.
Dear.
It was Taya Valkyrie defeating Jordan Grace. And a lot of people are loving Jordan Grace. I follow her on Twitter, so go do that too. Taya retaining her championship. Then we had OVE rules match for the Impact X Division Championship, and it was Rich Swann versus Sam Callahan. And by submission, Rich Swann retains his championship. We then had a singles match between Tessa Blanchard and Gail Kim. Gail Kim coming out of retirement for this match. And Gail Kim loses by submission to Tessa Blanchard. So it also goes to show you that they still see a lot of value in Tessa, and they're probably going to give her that championship again sooner rather than later. And then we had the surprisingly not the main event, but it was the Impact World Championship match with Lance Storm as the special guest referee. It was Brian Cage versus the champion Johnny Impact, with John E. Bravo and Taya Valkyrie at his side, and Brian Cage finally defeating the odds, becoming the champion. However, and we'll talk about this in the last part of news outside of WWE, Brian Cage didn't win it without suffering some battle scars. In the last one, it was a full metal mayhem match for the World Tag Team Championship. It was the Lucha Brothers, which is Rey Fenix and Pentagon Jr. versus LAX, Ortiz and Santana. And LAX is your tag team champions once again. Again, we a little bit later will tell you why the Lucha Brothers dropped those titles so soon. But definitely the longest match of the night and a lot of craziness going down. But yeah, that's what happened at Rebellion. If it wasn't for the fact that the final season of Game of Thrones is airing, we probably would have watched this show.
They should have just put that on their Titantron for people.
Game of Thrones. And apparently, like, even though it was like a lot of good wrestling I hear, and a lot of people loved this show, not many people watched it live, which is very bad for numbers.
Right.
And right now, especially for WWE, I see TLC is going to hurt in the numbers.
No, not TLC, Money in the Bank.
That's what I meant. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Money in the Bank. I think Money in the Bank.
We'll talk about that
in the numbers, but we'll talk about that in the next segment.
In the next segment, yeah.
But
is Game of Thrones going to be
really
over
cool.
by then?
Huh?
Is Game of Thrones going to be over by then?
May 19th.
We'll tell you in a minute. But Rich Swann being a champion and all is really, really cool. It also goes to show you that WWE saw
Definitely
a
no
lot
one less person's watching it.
and WWE saw a lot of potential in this man because he was the next one. Rich Swann was going to be the Cruiserweight champion before Cedric Alexander immediately. He has the most, He has the most charisma between the two, and he's bloody fantastic in the ring. Him going to Impact proves just how much, just firing him outright because of something that happened may have been the wrong thing to do. However, it gets him to work in the same company as his wife, so probably for the best for the two of them. And
maybe they'll rehire him in Saudi Arabia.
And then Brian Cage, he got injured in this match. He took a Spanish fly to the outside and landed badly on his back. Michael Elgin comes in to make his Impact debut, and because of that, he has to take another back spot. It jacked him up, and he might be out for a while, unfortunately. And then for Lucha Brothers, they had to drop the titles because Lucha Brothers are All Elite exclusive in the U.S. now. That's
All Elite Wrestling now?
Yeah, they are All Elite now, which is...
Damn.
If you look at that tag team roster,
it looks
division, it is stacked. You have the Lucha Bros, the Young Bucks,
the Best Friends.
Best Friends,
yeah.
SoCal Uncensored, and the very new team, the party guys. I can't remember the name right now.
Yeah. A fairly new tag team that I've heard good stuff on that.
Mm-hmm. And not to mention the two teams from
Oriental Wrestling Entertainment.
Exactly. Those two teams coming in, and we hear that they're doing things that we never even could imagine seeing. So, WWE, what the heck? You have competition now, and they haven't even had their first. They haven't even had their tapings yet. They haven't announced where they're gonna be. It's just holy crud. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And to make a correction from earlier, I didn't recognize it. I guess didn't recognize his first name, but I do remember Hanma now from Hanma Mania. The one that upsets me because he keeps doing diving headbutts as his finisher.
Okay.
I believe I talked about that before. Even coming back from a neck injury, because he wasn't there when I first started watching because he had to return from a neck injury, but he continues to still doing his diving headbutt. Who normally teams up with Togi Makabe.
Okay. But
For whatever reason, I was not recognizing. Yeah.
And then so it looked like
It's also the guy
looked
with like the most raspy voice in the world.
But yeah, it seems like it's gonna be a stacked show. We might check it out. We probably won't, just to be honest with you.
And there are rumors going around.
But I'd like to check it out.
And just while we're talking about AEW a little bit, there are rumors going around that all AEW contract wrestlers on the contract may not be able to work indies. So there might be all AEW exclusive. So if you like some of these wrestlers, you'll have to watch AEW now.
And so that's really good. We hope Brian Cage heals up real soon. We hope Ray Phoenix didn't injure himself and get a concussion, because that spot was scary. And that's basically it. And then there was one more.
Did you want to talk about the librarian?
Yeah. Who are the two? Because there were two. One man, one woman.
I can try to look that up now.
So for people who don't know, there was a All Elite Wrestling competition sort of thing where people were sending in videos and pictures of them being the librarian, and All Elite has now chosen. Cody Rhodes chose somebody, and I think it was Matt Jackson chose somebody to be the librarian, and obviously the different people. One's a woman, one's a man. So that was very interesting to see.
Yeah, I know the one for Cody is Leva Bates, who used to actually be Blue Pants in NXT.
She's not in NXT anymore.
No, she left a while ago.
Leva Bates. I hear good things from her. I'm pretty sure it was Brandy Rhodes that was excited about that. Of course, she's being a key figure in
the women's
division over there.
She's not champion, huh?
Also, before we forget, we weren't able to do anything yesterday. We're sorry about that. May the 4th be with you. It is the Revenge of the 5th. Star Wars for life.
Yep. Star Wars is pretty cool now.
It's always been cool. It is the best.
Well, I'm just getting into it. So.
You ever watch any of those other movies?
Who?
You?
Yes.
Have you seen New Hope yet?
Yeah. What?
Yeah, I saw it with them. So.
Yeah, we saw it together.
Okay. Have you seen Empire
He
Strikes
used my
Back yet?
DVD.
Yes.
And Return of the Jedi?
Yes.
Okay. At least you've seen the original.
Yes.
Now, very
we have the
important.
movies now.
You have to go now see You have to go see the prequels.
Oh, okay. Alright, so
if I mention something, Liam will disown me.
So what are we talking
I think
about?
I've already told him.
So what are we talking about?
Okay, and then from Matt Jackson, his is Peter Avalon.
Peter Avalon
as the librarian.
Okay, cool.
I don't know who that is. It'll be interesting to see what they do with that gimmick when the time comes. And it's gonna be a lot of fun. There's one more thing, and this is outside of WWE. Jon Moxley made a video where he is going out of prison. He's leaving the prison. 25
Symbolisms
of the number 25 is everywhere.
I was actually talking about the prison.
Yeah, that too. And the odds are, Jon Moxley is going to be at Double or Nothing.
Jon Moxley is, of course, DJ's boy, Dean Ambrose's name before he came into the WWE. So.
Yeah, Dean Ambrose, now Jon Moxley. Everyone was thinking, it may be a work. It may be him just taking some time off. And
so that's Dean Ambrose, okay.
Yes.
No.
No, he's
if
gonna
this
be there.
video is, if the symbolism and the video is to be really taken into account, odds are we're gonna see him at Double or Nothing.
I think so because I did see
He
stuff.
puts another video out that has him running into a fence that says 6 months later.
But so
No, they did
one
offer
thing-
him a
one
big
thing
contract.
One thing
That'll be awesome.
we'll say right now, yes, we will be live streaming for
Double or
Double
Nothing.
or Nothing.
I'll be there.
And we're gonna make DJ be there.
No, I'll be there.
You cannot use the excuse you don't know the storylines because this is only their second show,
Fine. I'll use.
so you don't need to know their storylines because all of that is on YouTube right now. No, literally second show. They had their first show, all in. This is just their second show. Everything else has just been online and news stuff we've already covered. So you know everything. You know everything.
So do we have
Can I
another-
use the girlfriend card?
No.
Damn it.
We'll break you up.
She wouldn't mind. Taylor wouldn't mind if I used the girlfriend card.
So, do we have any other?
You'll be here too.
When is Double or Nothing?
May 25th.
Okay, so the weekend after.
It is the Saturday on the 25th.
It's May the 25th be with you.
Gotcha. All right, so we have that's it for outside WWE.
Yeah, that's it for outside the WWE.
Let's go into our news segment. News inside the WWE.
It is something so completely different than the first segment because it is us talking about the
More
news
depressing.
inside the WWE. What?
It's like more depressing.
It's more depressing.
Given what's happening in June.
Yeah.
Well, we're not gonna talk about that yet. We'll save that for
First,
last.
we're gonna get. Well, this is also very depressing.
Money in the Bank.
Not yet.
Okay.
This is also very depressing. It is
What?
super unfortunate. Luke Harper, that as we know, asked for his release publicly, kind of in the same vein as 10
Ty Dillinger.
Ty Dillinger. Ty got it. Luke did not.
But Luke's been hurt a lot more too, so.
We'll get to that.
Okay.
Also, their Bible, they've been wanting out for a while. Vince McMahon.
Instead, they get back shaving segments.
Yeah. Vince McMahon has added months to both Dash Wilder and Luke Harper's contracts because they've been out with injury, which sucks. Sucks even worse because Luke Harper, while he was injured, was pitching ideas for his return, and every single one of his ideas was turned down. He wants to go because they're not doing anything with him, just like in the same vein as Dean Ambrose, where Dean Ambrose felt like what they were doing with him wasn't Dean Ambrose, wasn't up to his standard. Luke Harper just wants to do something. Vince McMahon 4 years ago was like, do a southern accent. He couldn't. He's a man from New York who isn't always around southern accents, and he just doesn't have the ability to do southern accent. Not everybody can throw their voice. That stank has still been with Vince McMahon, and he has still just been holding this grudge for 4 years. Instead of just releasing Luke Harper because they're not doing anything with him, they're like, I mean, bloody heck. They're keeping him and extending his contract, which sucks. Your thoughts on all this?
My thoughts is that if Luke Harper's ever in a situation where he's in a live event show, he should just moon the audience so that they would fire him.
But you can't. But
because we are the authority now.
But he wouldn't get fired.
Yes, well, if we were the authority, he would have been released by now.
There's no way. I don't know. I mean, like you said at lunch earlier today, Raw went down 30%.
Mm-hmm.
And you got these wrestlers that aren't being used that want to leave, but yet Vince McMahon's so strict on using them that he's going to make his product go down.
Not really using them, but strict on keeping them there and not using them.
But it's just AEW is going to take over. I hate to say it, AEW is going to take over. Raw is going to go down. SmackDown might go down. It might.
A lot of people don't think AEW is just going to come right out of the gate swinging.
I think they will.
I hope they do. I hope they do, because it will put either a fire under Vince, or it'll be like, yeah, I'm still the head guy, main guy.
I don't care.
But Hunter, that's just for these people. It's just for the people.
Mm-hmm.
You do all the booking. Yeah, Hunter doesn't get it 100% correct all the time. But
he does a better
look at NXT
right.
versus the main roster, where
yeah.
even though you have complaints with Hunter sometimes, Liam is always way more excited for a takeover event than not. So
yeah, and
I mean roster.
And I've been to a couple of takeover events live, and they're a lot better than they are than WWE is. The best Raw I've been to is the one. I've been to Raw and SmackDown. The best one was right after WrestleMania past year. It's just they only do 1 or 2 good Raws a year, 1 or 2 good SmackDowns a year. I mean, this year we've had the pay-per-views that have been much better than before. I can't say they haven't, but they got to work on their weekly shows. They have enough talent. It's just like LSU and Alabama. Alabama knows how to use talent better than LSU. Indies know how to use talent better than WWE. I'm sorry. That's just how I see it. And NXT knows how to use it better than the main roster. Bada bing, bada boom.
Yeah, it's time for a man with outdated
Ideas
to just hand over the
He doesn't want to walk away, and I know it's hard. But
it's the hardest bit about it all. The hardest bit about it all
mm-hmm.
is we see all these tag teams and wrestlers we know are great. We've seen great things from them.
Mm-hmm.
But because Vince has a stranglehold on the main roster, we don't get that. Asuka severely suffered because of it.
And it doesn't.
Ember Moon.
It doesn't allow people to understand their abilities, so they don't think that they're really good. Like with the Revival and people like that, they don't. People who haven't watched NXT just don't think that they're
right.
as.
I agree.
Yeah. But all right, so
we'll move on.
Let's talk about some
sad news, I guess.
not sad news. We're talking about June. All right.
Well, what about Money in the Bank first?
Yeah, that's last because it has something for us to discuss.
Okay.
There's some negative stuff in June. Are we going to talk about that?
Yeah, we're going to talk about
the Saudi Arabia?
3 things in June. 1, there was a NXT takeover event that was supposed to happen that might not happen anymore.
No, that's not going to happen.
NXT Dubai.
Oh wait, the June 1st thing's getting canceled? I didn't know that. Okay.
But yeah, so there's supposed to be an NXT takeover event, and because of everything with Saudi Arabia, it might not even happen, which sucks.
They already.
If anyone wants to know, I know Dubai is not in Saudi Arabia. I don't know any major cities in Saudi Arabia, so I just want to put that.
Other than Jeddah.
I didn't even remember Jeddah.
Oh, okay.
It's like,
I only remember because I've been watching podcasts.
Yeah.
Dubai is the only major city in the Middle East I know outside of Mecca and Jerusalem.
So they got that being canceled.
Ooh, take over Jerusalem.
Look, they got that being
canceled. That sounds so horrible when you say it out loud.
The final match ends with a run-in from Hamas.
Right, they got that being canceled. They got a pay-per-view being canceled later in the month.
No, what happened? They had Backlash.
Well,
Backlash
was the next weekend.
Was canceled, but brought back as
another name.
Stomping Grounds.
Which
I mean, it's not as bad as Great Balls of Fire.
But are they taking?
But it's still bad.
Are they taking Backlash out completely now?
I would really rather them go with one-eyed, one-horned, purple giant purple people eater. So keep in with the whole Great Balls of Fire theme.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they named it Stomping Ground because they didn't want a name called Backlash. After the backlash they're going to get first continuing on with this Saudi Arabia deal.
It wasn't fun. The first one was not fun to watch.
odds are, obviously, just like the last one. I think it was the first Saudi Arabia deal.
Mm-hmm.
We did the Saudi Arabia, the Greatest Royal Rumble. I did a live stream. I watched the whole thing.
Right.
And I'm pretty sure y'all watched it as well.
Yeah, you came over. Come on.
So we did see the first one.
Yeah.
That was before the government ordered a bunch of people to get executed.
No, that was right after.
No, it was before that happened.
Oh, right.
I mean, to be fair, they do pretty regular executions. It was before the first major one with the New York Times journalists.
Yes.
Okay.
That got a lot of
that
backlash.
happened,
Get it, backlash.
and it now it's still going on.
Mm-hmm.
And we're,
Worst name than Stomping Grounds would have been WWE Presents Desert Storm.
oh no. I guarantee that happened.
It might have been
So
in
Vince
there.
was like, okay, I got it. No backlash. We're gonna get all the backlash. It's gonna be WWE Desert Storm. Let's just do it, Vince.
No, sir.
Oh, Vince.
WWE Iraqi Freedom.
Oh, jeez.
WWE Bomb the Afghans.
So what else we got?
But yeah, so those are the three things that is going down pay-per-view wise in June. And we're just
So the NXT thing's not. So NXT's
NXT's
not
not
definitely
happening.
canceled, right?
It hasn't been officially canceled yet.
Okay.
But
You think they're just turning it into like a house
It's
show, right?
definitely not happening before. It's definitely not happening before.
I think they turned it in just to like a house show.
All
Yeah,
I know is I think it's stupid.
it
that
is.
This all going down.
They're not. They don't know how to. With the Saudi Arabia thing, they don't know how to put it in there where it's
No.
Like we were saying, we will not be watching or covering it
this year. No.
This happened. They made that announcement like the week of Saudi Arabia ordering the executions of 47 people that they are saying are linked to terrorists, but were not given proper trials, and believe may have just been enemies of the king that they executed. The royal family. But yeah, so it was definitely a bad luck to do it this soon. It's like the week of or the week after. But yeah, they had that. So a lot of backlash. It's going to be, I guess, a late birthday present to me that I don't want. So
Yeah. But yeah,
It's a lot of
so
late
that's all. That's all that's going in there.
also we had Mick Foley say that he's willing to do a Hell in a Cell match against Undertaker
Saudi
in Saudi Arabia. And it's like, no, that was not a kayfabe news story. But a lot of people did honestly believe that was something that's from kayfabe news or something.
No.
So he actually says, "Yeah, I'll do it."
Yeah.
I guess he needs some more monies.
Son needs some more Saudi money.
And the
You
last.
can't buy Santa outfits for free.
Yeah.
And last thing before we get into Money in the Bank announcement,
All right.
Daniel Bryan has been injured for quite some time.
He is.
He is now cleared,
Okay.
and he's probably coming back Tuesday. And that's great news because everybody was concerned that it could have been a concussion after Kofi Kingston stomped on his head or something else neck related.
People were worried because they didn't release what was wrong with him,
Yeah.
which is what they would do. So that people got scared that it was something that they didn't want to say.
But he is now cleared from medical and he'll be coming back, which is great.
Hopefully it's not.
Yeah.
We'll just wait and see. I'm hoping it's not where he's gonna slowly be not wrestling as much, kind of thing. Slowly retiring, maybe. I hope it's not that.
Yeah.
But just be ready for anything.
We're just
I guess.
glad. We're just glad to hear that he came back.
Right.
Because it was like a whole month and a half before we actually got to hear anything from it. So
Yeah.
so yay for that. And then still a lot of people are still out for right now, especially Nia Jax and Ronda.
Puppy power.
Ronda, Nia, and Big E.
Big E.
Hopefully,
Big E is
continue to-
Big E is
Speedy
sorely
recovery.
missed.
He is very sorely missed.
21.
We need Big E. We need him back. But yeah, so there's that's all the big news. Now let's get into this quick Money in the Bank thing. We will do our podcast that day, and we will do our. That's in two weeks.
Yeah, you're not gonna do it. No, it's in 2 weeks. Oh, 2 weeks from today is the 19th, and that's the last episode of Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I know. Okay.
Okay.
So we still do our podcast.
Yeah.
Our scheduled time.
Right, podcast.
And we will do our prediction picks.
Okay.
We will not be live
And then
streaming.
DJ will be live streaming by himself.
If he wants to. We will
No,
not be live streaming because we will then be going to.
No, I will not live stream.
We'll be getting ready for the series finale of Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones, yeah.
Why WWE decided to put that on this day
Stupid.
I don't know. Because I guarantee you, more people are going to be watching the Game of Thrones series finale
Series, yeah.
over stinking Money in the Bank. So I'm sorry that this is it has to happen. We will do our predictions. We will give you the wrestling content you want, you need, you deserve. We will be doing that for you guys.
We will
just
give,
won't be live streaming it.
and we
unless
will.
DJ wants to do it by himself for a while upstairs while we're downstairs watching Game of Thrones.
No, because I could join me in the first hour.
No, the first two. It starts at 6.
Oh, so 6 to 9.
6 to 8.
Oh, it's a 4-hour pay-per-view.
What?
It's a 4-hour pay-per-view.
I'm saying Game of Thrones starts at 8.
No, I know,
Once-
but
once
6 to
it's
10 is the WWE pay-per-view.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, no.
As always.
No. I will watch it and may give my live reaction video by myself.
Because we're not doing a live stream, I was thinking and suggesting maybe we watch it on our own time and do just was it worth it
Next week.
The week after.
Okay, that'll work.
Does that sound good?
Yeah, we're not doing a live
Yes.
stream.
Okay.
Alright, so that's
I'll do
what
it.
we're going to do. We're not going to live stream it. We're going to watch it on our own time and do it was it worth it after.
And why does WWE keep doing this?
The week.
The
And
bros
Saturday
never-
after, it's
What?
double or nothing, and we will be live streaming.
Oh wait, so
for
the
you guys.
24th,
25th.
25th. Okay, cool.
That's Saturday.
25th. Yeah, that'll work.
Okay.
So no live streaming WWE. Yes, live streaming all the wrestling.
And we will give you we will do our video of was it worth it before All or Nothing.
No, we can
Double
do
or
that.
So I would point out before you were asking about why, that's probably because Vince McMahon doesn't know what Game of Thrones is.
Oh, that's obvious. Which is
Obviously.
funny because at least 4 of his own roster is doing review episodes about it.
Well, I mean, out of those 4, he only cares about Seth. So,
And Kofi.
not as much.
Yeah, not as much. He was backed into the corner for the trophy.
Yeah, really.
Well, Kofi Mania.
It's running wild.
All right. So what's the next?
Alright, segment number 3. It's the best segment of the week. No, that's not us just saying we're this that good, even though we are.
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
It is our favorite segment of the week. It is the best segment of the week. What we thought was the best segment of the week. And I didn't watch wrestling this week. I took a week off. So the best segment of the week was The Longest Night. It was such a good episode. It everything you wanted. A lot of important deaths. A lot of intense battles. A lot of back and forth action.
It's not a lot of
Who was
wrestling
gonna win?
moves.
It was a really cool body slam from
Alright, stop spoiling
a
it.
headbutt from Arya Stark.
Are we done
so
spoiling
there's
stuff?
a lot of good stuff. A lot of good stuff. If you haven't seen it yet, why go watch it?
That's your fault.
Get a friend. It is your fault. Get a friend who has
So-
I'm way
HBO
behind.
Goer now
So-
and watch it.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, it was great.
Umbrella Academy had some wrestling moves. They had a big fight in there, and they had some like belly to back suplex.
But yeah, that was the best segment of the week for me. Just everything to do with Game of Thrones. And we're excited about it tonight, aren't we, Liam?
Yes.
DJ, what was yours?
I guess mine, if I had to pick something,
Yes, you do.
since I haven't, it's a couple weeks old, but since I haven't talked about it,
Mhm.
and we're kind of talking about it with the downfall of Raw going down a little bit, and SmackDown having, this happened, was the Andre Siomas thing early this week?
Andrade
Oh, going back to SmackDown, what was that last week?
It's last week.
Last week, but I'll talk about it anyway since I haven't been here. Is that the Superstar Shakeup was nice and all, but it seems like Fox is gonna have a say so of who they want in SmackDown. Who they want on SmackDown.
So what was your best segment?
Yeah, it was a segment.
I guess my best segment was that
Because that seems more like a rant one.
Yeah, that's the next segment.
well, I guess Andrade Siomas. Who did he fight? I forgot who he fought this week, but
Last week,
or last
2 weeks
week.
ago, he wrestled Finn Balor. The week before,
The Finn Balor match was really
this
good.
past Tuesday, he wrestled. He was in a tag team match with Randy Orton.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah, okay. I saw a few highlights from that on my phone,
Mustafa Ali.
and that was
And
yeah.
Finn. Was it Finn?
Yeah,
Finn Balor.
Finn Balor. Yeah,
Finn
and
Balor.
that was, to me, that was a really good match.
All right.
Randy Orton worked well with him. I always did like Andrade. I always thought Andrade should have been more. I would have liked him better than Samoa Joe and AJ Styles fighting. Because when I saw him fight AJ Styles one Tuesday night a few months back, it was really good.
Yeah,
And
he's a bloody. He holds one of the few 5-star matches with
NXT.
Johnny Gargano.
Really?
It's like fantastic.
Wow. So
You saw the match with us.
oh yes, I did. Okay, I do remember that one. That was a really good match too. But I just think that the tag match was really good, and I hope that they use. I don't want to see Andrade go into a tag team, but it doesn't look like they're going to use him for.
I'm hoping he
One-on-one.
wins Money in the Bank.
That would, yeah,
That's what I'm hoping for.
That would
he
be
actually
nice.
wins that match.
I could see him winning it, and I would like for him to win it because he's a really good wrestler, and that match was really good. It went back and forth, had a little bit of everything he wanted. Everybody got their spots in, and I think SmackDown is going to be the next show, the A show now.
And your best segment, sir?
My best segment will go to Sonata versus Okada.
Yeah.
It was overall a really good matchup. Had a nice slow build for it to go. I'm surprised it was only was only under 40 minutes. They definitely could have gone to an hour if they wanted to. They had very good complementary style together. They just had a really good, nice build to it. Had definitely Okada on the rope could have possibly had him lose. I mean, DJ came in a little late, but even he seemed to be believing that it was going to end. When it did. So he in and late, he was still kind of getting invested into it. And but yeah, you would think that Sonata really had Okada on the ropes. He could have won, but had some ego issues with trying to go for some other moves instead of just trying to go for the finish.
I mean, yeah, not to interrupt you or anything, but I saw it, and like you said, yeah, Okada probably should have lost. It looked like Sonata had a lot of the momentum towards the end, but like it happens in WWE, it always seems like the champion comes back in the end and wins.
Well, yeah,
It's not way better than WWE.
Well,
it's
yeah,
good storytelling and all
Yeah.
throughout, and good moves and great counters and all. Really good style from Sonata.
You think they'll fight again?
Yeah, they probably will have another fight. If not now, I know they'll probably run in together at the G1. I don't know who's the direct next fight for. What's the next one? Is it Dominion?
Quite possible.
I think Dominion's in June, so it probably is the next one there. I don't know who's
when
gonna.
is Sakura Genesis?
Sakura Genesis would be before Dominion. Yeah.
So alright.
So the next one's Sakura Genesis. So
Alright, cool.
I don't know who's fighting him for there, but yeah, it was a real good matchup there. One negative that you wouldn't like, Issa, is that Sonata did not have his hair in his normal fashion. It was not all up in spike. It was just kind of bushy and all around, showing that he has a real thick head of hair.
So
Of those
at least
two-
still long, right?
Oh yeah, it was still
Okay.
very long and big and thick.
Alright,
Of those
so at least
two
there's that.
of those two blondies just fighting each other in the ring.
Yeah, at least he still has that LIJ. For some reason, anybody part of LI or LIJ, they always have really awesome hair. It's just like, yeah, that's what's up.
Except possibly Bushi, we don't know.
True, but then he has a really cool mask, so that's fine.
And the new guy that they have, I don't know if he kind of has kind of normal hair.
I think he just spikes it up.
Yeah, he needs to animate it up in there.
Mhm.
They need to like sit him down, watch some anime with him. It's like,
This is
come
what
on,
we do.
it's your style. Choose your insane and practical weapon. Can't it be practical? No, only Sonata's can, because he already called it. Everyone else has to go unpractical. That's all. Yeah.
What is the
And
novice?
just like a katana thing.
Oh, okay.
You really look like a character from. Oh man, what's
Samurai
that?
Champloo? Or something like
No. You look like the character from the crime mafia game.
that? Oh,
Yakuza. Yeah, Yakuza, because he was in a suit and a katana. But it's like, well, can I get like a sword that's also a gun? It's like 99% of them are.
Isn't that, pretty sure Bayonetta or something like that.
Bayonetta has something crazy.
Oh yeah. But, yeah. Love LIJ. That's my faction right there.
But that was best segment of the week.
Yes. And now it's time to rant.
More positive.
No, it's after WrestleMania,
It's after WrestleMania, and WWE has not been doing what we've been asking, so it's time to rant again.
Oh, so we're back to the rant.
I mean, if you somehow want to keep it positive, you can. But I mean, we're ranting.
No, I'm gonna.
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Okay,
we're
yeah.
ranting.
Can I go first?
Oh yeah, sure, go for
first.
it.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Why is Money in the Bank on the same night as the series end of Game of Thrones? I'm not a big fan, but I know like half the universe is, or more than half probably. Probably just about 20% of the WWE universe. I mean, people will be there, but people will be at the pay-per-view like this. If you can't, I'm going to put it like this so you can see on camera. My phone's to my right, the ring's to my left. And yeah, we're definitely just corner of the eye watching the ring, and your eyes are definitely on your HBO Go now phones.
I'll be surprised if they actually sell out.
It might not sell out. They might have. I wouldn't be surprised if they have to move people from the top rows to the bottom rows just to make it look good on the network. That's how empty I think it's gonna be, and it's gonna be. I'm not gonna say it's gonna be bad. There will be enough people that don't like Game of Thrones that like wrestling that will go because it's a once in a lifetime thing. I mean, granted, it's been coming to New Orleans more since WrestleMania 30, but before that, it wasn't coming to New Orleans a lot. The first one we went to was Elimination Chamber. You remember that one?
Mm-hmm.
And before that, I can't remember the last time it was in New Orleans, really. But you'll have enough people there to make it look presentable on the network, I think. You may have to move people around, but I mean, Saudi Arabia first, the NXT thing getting canceled, the backlash getting canceled because it's so close to Saudi Arabia thing. They were doing so well, even with Fastlane being booked so close together to WrestleMania. They did a great job with that. Maybe they'll surprise us and make this an interesting one to where the numbers don't go down. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. I'm gonna watch it live. So, but it's because I don't watch Game of Thrones. But if I watch Game of Thrones, I'm pretty sure I'll be watching Game of Thrones.
Oh yeah.
They couldn't wait one more week. I don't know.
That's not. They didn't want to be too close to Double or Nothing, I guess.
So
They've done that before, though.
We should have just done like.
Yeah.
anything
Mhm.
in May.
Oh
for
wait,
Game
is
of
they gonna
Thrones.
have takeover for this one?
In
I don't
June?
think so. No,
No.
because they normally have
June 1st was supposed to
takeover.
be a takeover.
Well, they normally have a takeover before Money in the Bank, but they moved Money in the Bank, so they're not having it.
Yeah, everything to do with all of it. What they should have done is just put the Saudi Arabia show this month.
What they should have done was switch Saudi
Yeah,
Arabia and Money in the Bank.
That's what he's saying.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. Switch the dates. Yeah, okay.
So that way you can still have your.
And also, like,
where
not
you-
telling about it beforehand. Just play it.
Yeah.
Greatest Money in the Bank.
Great smoking thing.
No one would have known. Perfect.
Right. Yeah.
Uh,
But
yeah.
Saudi Arabia should have been this month, next month, back as scheduled, because there will, like DJ said, people will be there. There will be people watching at home,
Sold
especially
out?
the ones that are
Mhm.
not. But more people are going to be watching the series
Finale.
finale of Game of Thrones, because that's what Liam and I.
It's not a season finale. Series.
It's even bigger.
Right. So,
And it might be able to surpass MASH, The Sopranos, and
I think it will.
Friends.
But the way Raw is going, you never know when a Raw episode is going to be the series finale.
True.
I will also say, if Seth Rollins has a match that's like at 7:50 p.m. Central Time, it's gonna like end in 6 minutes. he's got to get backstage.
It's not even gonna.
One curb stone.
AJ Styles gonna be in the ring, and he's gonna be like, where's where is Seth? He's supposed to be here.
Oh, he'll be back
Seth
in-
is just in the back
Wait.
watching Game of Thrones.
Wait, and then the announcer's like, oh,
They delay-
sorry to report, it's going to be the main event now.
They delay the pay-per-view for 2 hours. He comes back out crying because his character that he wanted didn't make it into the.
He didn't make
that-
it in the end.
Yeah, that's why he ends up losing.
And he just looks at his
It
title.
becomes
He
storyline.
just looks at his title. He's like, "Here, man.
Here."
This is not even worth it." He just walks out. It's like, what
And
the
gets
fuck?
the,
I have a feeling because Seth is like.
Samuel really should have been the one at the end of Thrones.
you think he'll be the first match?
Probably.
Either first or second.
Get that one out
In
of
the-
the way
yeah.
first, and he goes right down his watch.
And then-
Man, okay, Vince. Listen, I want AJ and I need to go first. What? Why? Because Game of Thrones series finale.
We don't-
I don't want to be spoiled. I need to see it while it's happening. So, like Cesaro and I, we're gonna be in the back watching that. So us two need to have our match first. Okay, whatever. Go first. Yay! And then poor Kofi and Kevin, they're gonna be stuck in that block. It's like, no, Kofi, you're at 8. Seth is going first. Like, what? No! How could he?
Or what they going to...
Xavier, you're gonna be with Kofi. What? No, screw this. I'm gonna be with Seth.
What they going to
I'm
do?
gonna turn on him. Just run back. Yeah.
We're the
It's
first
like
two
Kofi Kingston's like sitting there just watching near the end, and then it's like, Kofi, you're up. Here's your music hit. It's like, no,
How much-
there's only 20 minutes left of the show.
Wait, how much you want to bet? Cultaholic is it?
Put in.
Put an advertisement in there.
How drunk?
Put an advertisement.
Have
Wait,
have the hotties awkwardly stand out there for like 20 minutes while their music plays the whole time.
Yeah.
How do you think
Yeah, for us and
Yeah.
bloody things.
Cultaholic is gonna be so drunk by the end of the night because they do those drinking games,
Mhm.
and they're gonna every time they mention Game of Thrones, you have to take a drink.
Vince is gonna let that happen.
You think so?
Oh heck no.
I was surprised when we didn't see it because we had the audio down and didn't hear it.
Uh-huh.
But when during Takeover New York, they had when they pointed to Takahashi.
Okay.
What's his name? Why am I blanking? Kushida. When they pointed to
Kushida.
Kushida, then they actually mentioned that he was former junior IWGP heavyweight champion.
Cool.
The closest of actually acknowledging other wrestling companies.
Exactly. All right, your answer.
Yeah.
Oh, my rant.
Mhm. If you have one.
My rant is going to be on Uh, I don't know. I guess I'll just continue on saying the dumbest things with Saudi Arabia. I mean,
Yeah, that's fine.
they should have
that's
known
fine.
not to take that beforehand. It was well documented about the bad parts of that. And to explain the difference, a lot of people were trying to say similarities between WWE and also other companies that have maybe stores and stuff in Saudi Arabia. The big difference is WWE is used as a propaganda tool of the Saudi government, specifically hired to try to give a spin image, and that's a big difference than providing a good service to a people of a country whose government is bad and problematic.
Yeah.
So I think they should have been small enough ahead of time to understand that it's not good for women, it's not good for the LGBT community, it's not good for Christians and Jewish people. So it's really was a dumb move. I mean, I know for a fact that Christians and Jews can't even go every place. I think Saudi Arabia is where Mecca actually is, which is a city where if you're Jewish or Christian, you can't actually go to it.
That's a problem.
I've actually seen like the interstate roads. There's like a special turnoff that you have to go if you're Christian or Jew, so that you would go around the city instead of driving through it. So it's very well documented as being problematic.
I will definitely be staying away from Saudi Arabia. That's a
And yeah, man, you can't even sing and dance there. It's against the law. I'm not even joking. It's like it's literally against the law.
Just sing and dance, just to stick it to them. If only I had the teleportation powers, I would be doing that.
Or if
I'd
you
be
were a
singing-
diplomat.
Huh?
If you were a diplomat.
Yeah.
Diplomatic immunity. So Hammer, you can't sue. Old school Family Guy reference there.
Very old school. That was a good one. But yeah, I'd portal in, just be singing and dancing. Like, oh, look how happy I am singing and dancing. And then right when they start coming, just portal out of there. And they're like, wait, what?
Sing and dance from the
Oh.
sing and dance from like a specifically from Fiddler on the Roof, a song from Fiddler on the Roof. Really stick it to him.
Right. Yeah. I mean, everything you're ranting at is completely warranted. I guess my rant is just going to be about the story elements that they're doing right now, and it looked like they were finally getting their act together, listening to what the fans have been trying to tell them for all this time. But immediately after WrestleMania, everything just went back to the status quo, and that's a problem. And things are going back to the status quo. The exact same storytelling elements are back, and a lot of things that's just really frustrating. And the things we asked for, mostly we're not getting, and the things we're saying, please don't do this, they're doing it yet again. So it's just a problem, and I don't want to be too negative before Game of Thrones, because I feel like we're gonna lose a major character today. So yeah, that's all I'm saying right now.
Yeah, I'd say this. I just thought of a great GIF.
Mm-hmm.
If you remember the scene from Guardians of the Galaxy 2, you have Baby Groot, but his head is Vince McMahon, and then Rocket Raccoon will be the WWE Universe. And it's like Rocket Raccoon saying, it's like, what I need you to do is just have good pay-per-views, good storylines, and not keep returning to Saudi Arabia. And it's like, I am Vince. I am Vince. I am Vince. No! Don't return back to Saudi Arabia.
That's a good one.
That was a good
It's
one.
like, I am Vince. I am Vince. I am Vince. No!
No.
But yeah, let's move on to something a lot more positive, a lot more fun, and we're gonna go book it ourselves. That's where we take something and we book it ourselves. It's a lot of fun. We haven't done it in a while, so let's book out of the 8 women that we have, let's book the women's Money in the Bank.
Who's actually in it first?
Who?
You need the list?
No, I got it. We have
Okay.
Ember Moon. We have Bailey. We have Carmella, and we have Mandy Rose. On the other side, we have Alexa Bliss making her return. Yay.
Naomi.
Naomi, Natalia, and Dana Brooke, of all people.
Yeah.
Why isn't Ruby Riott or Sarah Logan or Liv Morgan in any of these matches? I don't know.
Raw is looking quite blonde.
Why? Yep. Why isn't Sonya Deville
like that.
in this match? I don't know. But that plays into my finish anyway. But alright, so book 2 really big spots. Who's in it? How do they do it? For each of us, and we'll book our own winner and finish as well.
Winner and who we think's gonna win?
Well, it doesn't matter who we think's gonna win. It's who we book. To
Alexa, I could see.
It's whoever you want.
I've been lucky with
whoever
Carmella.
you want.
Carmella's been a pretty big women's hit. I could see that happening.
Her winning again.
I could see her winning again. She's been winning a lot of the big women matches like this, the Royal Rumble. I got lucky getting the 2 points for that during WrestleMania. Alexa Bliss even coming back from her injury. I don't know. That's my thoughts. I'll come back with my winner later.
Right. So book your first of 2 big spots. Who's in it? What do they do?
I guess Alexa Bliss and Carmella.
And what do they do?
They're just. Well, first you hear them kind of bullshitting like, I'm the best now. Carmella and Alexa Bliss, I used to be the best. And they're fighting kind of on top of the ladder trying to get the Money in the Bank thing. And then they both fall off the ladder with probably either Naomi or Natalia pushing them off. Probably Natalia. I would think pushing them off is my second big spot.
Alright.
Her kind of ending it, so.
Let's see if your spot breaks the physics. Go.
I wouldn't say breaks the physics. Granted, there was one really great one that I saw online from a computer generated thing where like someone was like one person was like on one side of a ladder that was tilted over the barricade. Someone got like suplexed on top of that, and then they flew into the ring and hit someone with an RKO.
RKO.
See, that would have break physics.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
But I'm just not talking about that though. No, what mine is it's gonna have everyone involved. Alexa Bliss is gonna be on the ladder, trying to grab onto the briefcase. Whoever it is, it doesn't really matter. Like pushes the ladder from underneath it, but she still holds on. So she's hanging on, dangling there. And then everyone's getting their ladders and starts climbing up one by one, while she's like swinging around, dangling, and she basically goes and like kicks them all off. They're trying to like fight, and she's just kind of like swinging around as it's happening until like everyone's down and they're starting to rise back up. And then she loses her grip and she falls right on top of everyone else, taking them all out.
That'd be a cool spot.
Yeah,
That'd be a cool spot.
I feel it's like something you would see in a great Jackie Chan film.
Yeah.
One of mine, it would be Ember Moon, and let's go for a person who can actually sell. So I guess that only leaves Bailey right now.
Yeah.
Because Naomi can't sell worth the darn, neither can Natalia.
Alexa, maybe?
Or Mandy, so that's a problem for a match like this.
Right.
Oh, balls. Anyways, so kind of like what you were saying, another spot where she's dangling on the stinking briefcase after the thing got pushed. Like Bailey, she turns heel on Ember by pushing the ladder from under her. Ember Moon's holding on, and she gets it to where she has the perfect position to drop, and she eclipses Bailey from the briefcase to the floor, not to the floor, to the ring. I think that would be sick. So that'd be one of my major spots I want to see.
That'd be
Okay.
cool.
My other major spot
Mm-hmm.
also involves Ember Moon in a similar fashion, but just amped up a little bit.
Oh boy.
Okay, so she's on top of the ladder, and on the outside you have Mandy, Rose, and Talia grappling with each other, like by the ramp, and but Ember Moon's ladder gets pushed off by whoever. It doesn't really matter at this point, but she gets pushed off. So she goes, backflips, and hits the eclipse on both of them on the outside.
Nice.
Like basically,
That'd be
they
a good
look,
one.
then they turned around. It's like, oh no, but it's too late. Grabs both of them, boom, eclipse. And of course, as they're grabbing, they're grabbing her to kind of like protect her there. So maybe Natalia would be fine for that because she's very experienced.
She'd be able to protect.
Yeah, that's a good point of having her there because she's one of the most experienced.
I think. I mean, they wouldn't be able to sell the move perfectly, but at least they'd be able to protect.
And I mean that's just the most important part is just having an incredible move there.
Mm-hmm. Do you have a second big one here? Second big spot.
Who, me?
Yes, you.
Mm,
Won't be creative.
I guess my second big spot would be maybe Ember Moon had like two people on, like they have two ladders, I guess outside the announce table, one end, and then the other end of the ladder would be on the ring ropes, like the middle probably.
Mm-hmm.
And Ember Moon does a moonsault on, like two people are scattered across both ladders, and Ember Moon does like a moon outside on top of both of them and breaks the ladders in half. I don't know who would be out there on top. Maybe 2 or 3 people.
Let's put Naomi in one of those ladders.
Yes, that would be fun.
It'll be questionable to see if they can break the ladder. Ember Moon's very light.
Well,
Yeah.
So, but how about
you
how
put it
about
at
this as another spot during a break point where like everyone's kind of wiped out and you hear music play and it's Nia Jax. She can't really make a return, but she comes out in like a very comical looking little electric scooter. This has kind of like a joke villain, and she's like yelling at Tamina to go down there and get the briefcase for her because she wouldn't have been there. And Tamina goes in there, but she gets stopped by everyone in the ring, and everyone hits their finisher on Tamina, sending her and Nia Jax back to the back.
That'd be cool.
Oh, that'd be so sad. Poor Tamina.
That's what she gets for being friends with Nia Jax.
Yep, I agree with that.
How dare you share half your race together?
Oh my gosh.
Hey, what did I say about when Kairi Sane goes up to the main roster? I said they were going to put her in a tag team with Asuka, and they put her in a tag team with Asuka.
Immediately.
Yep.
So my last big spot is gonna be who haven't we mentioned yet?
You haven't
Dana
met.
Brooke. No one's talking.
Oh,
about
Dana Brooke. Oh, you think she'll do
So,
something?
Let's
I wonder if there was a reason why.
let's give Dana Brooke at least one cool thing because she's obviously not winning.
No.
So yeah.
I would give her
everyone-
some revolving around strength. I mean, she was a bodybuilder, so she probably has a lot of strength with her.
So yeah, so she's out on the outside with everyone else, and everyone else on the outside. She's on the inside, and she has to go get a ladder because there's no ladder in there. So she goes into the outside, but instead of getting a ladder straight away, she takes one of the other women, this huge suplex, takes 2 women at the same time. This time, huge suplex,
Wow.
and then takes a ladder and suplexes the ladder onto the 3 women she just suplexed.
Wow.
That would be fun. That would be a fun comical spot
That'd be a pretty cool spot.
for her. Alright, so how would you book the finish?
Should we do that now? Or
No, that's my finish. My finish was my first thing with Alexa and
But who wins? Who is
no.
your ultimate winner?
No, my finish is Alexa and Bailey. No, Alexa and Carmella together on the ladder, fighting back and forth, trading punches. I was the best, you were the best then, I was the best now, kind of thing. And they're both reaching for the thing, but
who takes the briefcase
no,
in your
well,
in your match with the women you have? Who gets the briefcase? Who wins?
Carmella.
So Carmella.
Because they just been pushing her so hard, they're just gonna keep pushing her. That's why.
Is that what you want?
Yeah.
Is that what you want to see out of the 8 women?
Yeah.
Is that what you want to see? Okay. Who gets the win here for you, Liam?
It's Mandy Rose.
Okay.
With interference from the outside by Sonya Deville.
Yep.
But it ends up leading to some tension between the two as it goes on. And a failed cash-in because Sonya betrays Mandy Rose. Because Mandy Rose was acting real terrible and tries to double team the champion, and Sonya Deville is not having it. So she ruins the whole thing for her. And that leads to a feud between those two. Also, have you been watching Paige on Twitter?
Yes.
No.
Being all negative against Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose, and it's like, you brought them in.
Yep.
That's the storyline, is that
Yep.
they were your people. Now you're complaining about them.
Yep.
That's Two-Face, Paige.
Yeah.
Two-Face.
Well, what's yours, Ethan?
This is my booking. Everybody's fighting really hard. Now they're all laid out except for one woman, Mandy Rose. She's climbing the ladder slowly. Out of nowhere, you hear her music hit, and it's Sonya Deville. And Mandy Rose is like, yes, she can help me because I can barely climb. So Sonya Deville runs in. She picks up Mandy Rose on her shoulders, and she's climbing the ladder with her, and it looks like it. But then out of nowhere, Sonya Deville flips her over, power bombs her off the ladder, climbs up, grabs a briefcase, said, I should have been in this match, I'm better than all of you, jumps down, leaves. Sonya Deville is your Money in the Bank winner, because it should be Sonya stinking Deville. Obviously this was going to happen. I know you knew. I felt it was just why you mentioned Mandy Rose. I knew you knew I was going there, so I just had to go there full on. Sonya Deville wins.
I was hoping to cut you off.
You were close.
But he kept going.
Close.
Why do you always do that?
Because it's fun.
Yes, okay, good.
I was also thinking Sonya Deville helps her out like James Ellsworth style. Just grabs it down, just hand throws it to her.
No, she takes it. She's like, I win. She goes down. She just leaves. That would be perfect. I feel like that would give her great heel.
Like she goes back, and the refs just make shocked Pikachu face.
It was like, what? And then that'd be a perfect way to. Not only that, I feel like it'd be a perfect way to end the show. Just have someone be that heelish. Just win when they're not even a part of the match. Not even win for someone, just win for themselves and just take it.
Right.
Because everyone would be like, what? No! But it makes sense storyline wise, and it'd be good. It'd be good for Sonya because she needs this. Dang it!
Next week she comes out saying, it's okay, I got permission from Fit Finley.
Exactly. Yes. That'd be so funny. Just like Becky Lynch in the Royal Rumble, I also got permission from Fit Finley. Okay. How does that work? I don't care because I'm the Money in the Bank winner here. And then not only will that give tension to her and Mandy Rose, but it'll give tension for her and Bayley, her and Carmella, her and all the women.
Yep.
And then it'll give respect from the man, Becky Lynch. Like, okay, I see what you did there. You weren't given the opportunity, so you took your opportunity. I respect that.
Yep.
And on SummerSlam, that she could cash in not as a dastardly heel, but as an awesome heel and win the Sorry, Becky, I love you. You're my favorite, but win the championship to solidify how awesome Sonya Deville is. You put Sonya Deville in a match with Asuka. It's gonna be fire. Oh, come on, dang it. That's what we want. That's what I want. But dang it. Yeah. Yeah, alright, so that's how we would book the women's Money
And before we
in the Bank.
move on to the next segment, as we said earlier, I have a time constraint. I'm going to see Endgame, so I won't be leaving.
Time constraint.
Leaving now. Sorry, Smarky.
You don't want to do this last bit before or do you have to go?
No, I can't. Well,
because the last bit is, what do you think? Where we take a question and we.
All right, I'll go.
To our
Then
friends.
one of y'all ask a question and I'll go first,
All
so
right.
I can leave. So
Alright.
I get my say in. Yeah.
All right.
All right.
What do you think about all the hype surrounding All In Double or Nothing?
I agree with it. Actually, I mean, I think it's actually going to be better than All In was, because All In did sell out in 30 minutes. I mean, this sold out not too much longer, like an hour maybe.
Faster.
Or sold out faster. I just think they're gonna take over WWE. I'm sorry, WWE. I love you. You've been doing what I've asked for the pay-per-views this year. Even you surprised me. You surprised Issa and I when we did the podcast for Fastlane. When we said Fastlane wasn't gonna be anything, it was actually something. Yeah, you're doing stuff, but your shows during the weeks leading up to the pay-per-views are so crappy that they're not good. They're not. The pay-per-views don't mean that much. I mean, yeah, I watch them because we do the podcast. But if I didn't do the podcast, I might not watch the pay-per-views. But maybe I wouldn't watch your weekly shows. I'll be doing the same thing I do now. Wouldn't watch it. It's so bad that your shows. I don't know. I know AEW is going to go into a weekly show, and when they start doing that, they're just gonna rise up, and you're gonna have another war. You're gonna have a war where WWE, I think, eventually, if Triple H doesn't take over soon enough before this gets out of hand, AEW is gonna have to get bought out by WWE.
No, I don't think.
You don't think it's gonna get that big?
No, I don't think they're gonna get bought out. I think it's gonna be a fight, which is just good for us.
And AEW is gonna win it,
they actually
and
need to take it seriously.
and
Your answer, yes,
yeah,
sir.
so
I think it's not hyped enough.
Not
You don't
I
think?
think there should be even more hype to it.
sarcastic.
What is hype can never be unhyped, but only come back even more hyped.
Okay.
Your question, Sir DJ.
I know June's gonna do. Now, WWE has done good the first few months, January to now, with the pay-per-views. Do you think WWE's going downhill from here on out? Do you think how long will it take WWE to go downhill before they realize and start going back up to where they were at the beginning of the year? Or how long, will AEW have a say so too?
AEW is a success and they're doing things. WWE is gonna mimic it or try to do it in their own WWE fashion. So it could be from anywhere between it never gets better and it just continues to plummet, or it does get better and they actually start listening to our concerns.
Anything?
I will say that for right now we can only assume that they'll keep it going because they haven't given us anything to go off of that's negative. So.
And your final question for this segment.
My question is, I've seen this a few weeks ago when someone was posting something from a match with Mr. Perfect and for someone else. But I would say everyone was talking about how great selling it was. I personally, I don't know if you've ever seen this, but or seen any of the stuff in the past, but it's like it was very cartoonish and seemed over the top to me. And I was like really surprised that people were saying that it was really great selling. So what do you think that divide is? Like when it came to people that sometimes it looks cartoonish and over the top, and other but people will still say it's great selling, versus stuff that people say is not sold very well.
I think it just depends on how much wrestling you watch.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I can only compare it to NXT and WWE. I haven't seen New Japan on Indies too much. So,
Yeah.
but the thing, I think to answer your question would be, it really just depends on how much wrestling you watch. Like, people like this women's Money in the Bank. You're gonna, I hate to say, you might see a lot of bad selling. And I think this is the perfect pay-per-view to answer your question. For people to see good selling and bad selling. I mean, it just depends on how much wrestling you watch, in my opinion. That's just my thing. You just have to keep watching wrestling, and the more you watch it, I've only watched it a few years. Y'all watched it a lot longer. Y'all watch a lot more of it with New Japan, all of that. It just.
Well, I'm pretty sure when it comes to being a wrestling fan, I've been the longest, and y'all two started around the same time.
Yeah, I started like right after high school. I started watching it, and it's like the more I got into it, the more you could tell which ones were the good wrestlers, which ones were the bad wrestlers. And I don't mean that in a good way or bad way. They're all good wrestlers, but it's really who can talk on the mic and who can sell the best, in my opinion, to make a good match. What about you? Right?
A lot of the 80s and 90s had a lot of overselling, and it was a lot of I've seen almost every single Royal Rumble, and I can tell you that from the first 10 to these past 10, yeah, a lot of the same tropes are there, but a lot of the over-the-top cartoony stuff has dialed down quite a bit. And you can see things like Hacksaw Jim Duggan come in. He just hitting everybody with his 2x4 or hit with his chops, and everyone just overselling, and people are like, "Oh my gosh, he's so amazing." So yeah, a lot of the older stuff, they were trying to be more stage, where nowadays they're trying to be more athletic. That's the right word. But that's where the differences lie, I feel, for me. They're trying to put on a play, so the people in the back might not be able to see everything, so overselling makes them be like, "Oh, okay, I can see that perfectly now." Whereas on camera, it looks silly. Or nowadays, everything is for the camera, so all the overselling doesn't happen as much, unless you're Velveteen Dream. Then it's okay, because it's Velveteen Dream. He can do no wrong.
Some of that stuff in that clip was almost looking like Hogan Michaels from that SummerSlam. There was one spot where they served the atomic drop, inverted atomic drop, where you put someone's butt basically, drop someone's butt basically on your knee, and he sells it by hovering forward a bit and then leaping into the turnbuckle.
Nice.
It's like, why does people think this is great? I also never liked the Rock's sell of the stunner. It was a way too over the top, where he just leaps up, and it's like, where's the physics on this? How does this make sense? Doesn't look realistic at all. But yeah, that's still the same people that say that's great are the ones that complain about New Japan no selling.
I mean, they're probably some of the best sellers, especially Kenny Omega, one of the best sellers in the business.
My favorite's always the one where it's like, I can't believe they barely sell the super kick. It's like, ever seen MMA? They kick each other in the face the entire time, and they don't even flinch, let alone get dropped from that.
Especially when it comes to a super kick.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, they oversell those a lot.
I think it is said that it is the easiest move to take if it's done correctly. Obviously, if it's done by Goldberg, you're going to get concussed. Sorry, Bret Hart. But that's basically, I think, what it is. Back then, they are selling for they're not selling for the camera, they're selling for the back row. Now they're selling for the camera, so it's a lot more subtle. Which is why a lot of times,
great perspective that you understand from your education.
Yeah. being film major, I also took a lot of
Yes.
theater classes and acting classes, so
Yes, you did.
I know some things.
Yes, you do.
Thank you.
You're
But
welcome.
That's my thoughts on that.
Okay.
I think that's also why a lot of the
Back row.
the back row takes control over some matches and stuff, because all the subtle stuff that we get to see on camera, they're not seeing anymore. So they may get disinterested a lot faster. It's a weird balancing act.
Yeah.
That's all
So
can
I would
about
say
it.
we won't keep you, DJ, if you need to head out.
No, I'm gonna go now. It was great being back. I haven't been here in a couple weeks, so yeah, I'll be back in I guess 2 weeks because we're not
we'll
doing
be
it
back
next
in
week.
2 weeks because Mother's Day. It's more important to spend time with our mommies on her day.
And we'll be back next Saturday, two Saturdays.
Hope you enjoy Avenger Puffs.
Thanks.
You have Hufflepuffs.
You're off. Yeah. I'm gonna go fight for the Hufflepuffs of Avengers. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, there's some
Ravenclaw.
Hufflepuffs on the Avengers team.
Oh,
I'm
there
sure.
is?
Yeah, I'm definitely sure. They're friends.
All right. See y'all later.
Captain Marvel's definitely a Hufflepuff.
Is there one that's like very overpowered?
On Hufflepuff?
No, like which house is the one that's overpowered?
Slytherin?
Gryffindor.
No,
I mean,
Slytherin.
everybody's in Gryffindor.
No, but
basically.
Slytherin's the mean one, where everybody's mean.
Yeah,
Ravenclaw's
definitely Rocket
kinda-
Raccoon.
That's definitely a true fact.
Hufflepuff's kind of low key.
Well, I mean, Hufflepuff's good
The one that's
friends.
the most low key is Ravenclaw.
Well, yeah, that's true. They barely mentioned it.
barely get talked about.
All right, I'm leaving. See y'all later. Have
See
fun
ya.
with Mailbag and ending the show.
Especially with the movies, what you have? You have Cho, that Asian girl,
Now, if you want.
that Harry dates,
Mm-hmm.
and then what you have? Two Dark Arts, Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher. The one that had the Quill, the one that had the Voldemort in his head, and then the one that was selfish, a-hole. Yeah, Ravenclaws do not look good in the movies. They do not get a nice representation. Oh,
Not
no,
at
wait. You have Luna Lovegood.
Mm.
She gets introduced pretty late for the character, but
Mhm.
pretty good representation.
No,
Quirky,
that's good.
but you know.
But yeah, so let's move on to our final segment.
Yes.
Is the mailbag. So
Mailbag.
we take questions that we've seen or heard or gotten from you guys, and we answer them. And we answer them up good.
Can be in stereo.
All right, so what's a question you've been seeing around that isn't what we've already asked and talked about?
What are your hopes from All Elite Wrestling's Double or Nothing?
My hopes
Yes.
is that it is a fantastic show
Mm-hmm.
with a lot of great diversity to
Yes.
the card
Mm-hmm.
that makes people's eyes open up and see, holy crud, this is a contender. And John Moxley shows up, and the biggest hope of all, though, they announced their TV deal. It'd be a great show. John Moxley shows up, they announce their TV deal, and it changes everything. Just like basically their motto. What are yours?
On a scale of 1 to 10, how many Phoenix Druids are they going to have?
Probably they're gonna go a full 10, or turn it up to 11. It's Joey Ryan. Why wouldn't he turn it up to 11?
Could just make 10 more.
True.
That's not the line.
Why don't you just make 10 louder?
But it's 11.
Such a good movie.
Yeah.
What were your hopes?
My hopes are that we have good wrestling and a birth of a good alternative.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. You have any say what you will about New Japan and how amazing it is, because it is.
Mm-hmm.
It is so much harder for us to just catch it live and give it the views it deserves because of the huge time difference.
And also hard because of the schedule.
That too.
Like, I forget about things. Like, I didn't think about Dontaku. Like, I knew it was coming up. I didn't know it was this weekend, though.
Mm-hmm.
Gladly surprised because it was some good matches, but funny thing is that when I first clicked on it, I accidentally clicked on the Japanese one.
Mm-hmm.
I went ahead and found a spot. I was trying to watch at least the last match, Sonata versus Okada.
Mm-hmm.
But then, like, I was trying to go back to the beginning of that, and I was catching the end of Ishii versus Evil. So I was like, I'm going to go back further to catch this match as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then a few minutes into that, I don't even know how long, maybe like 5 minutes or something, I noticed that I was listening to Japanese commentary.
Mm-hmm.
So I kept it on for most of that. But then I had to stop, go to the grocery. Then when I came back, I watched the Okada Sonata in English.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So you watched Ishii and Evil and Japanese and
Yeah.
the other one.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting because the more we watch, and we accidentally watch it in Japanese, the more we watch it because it's not in English this go around. We just don't. We hear what the commentators are doing, and we don't necessarily. We can understand without fully understanding, which is cool. What one of the big ones is if Jon Moxley does not show up at All Elite, where do you think his next stop will be?
Impact.
Sami Callihan and Eddie Edwards and Tommy Dreamer's over there, so
It makes sense, yeah.
Ring of Honor, possibly, because they have a huge lack of roster right now, and they have Bully Ray and a couple of other hardcore guys.
I think I'm in a match against PCO.
That'd be cool. That'd be scary. That'd be cool.
Man, I think you want to get Hiromu Takahashi back. Have Hiromu Takahashi versus PCO versus Kota Ibushi versus Ray Phoenix.
Who's gonna be the first one to break their stinking necks?
Yeah.
First one to break their necks wins.
Last next standing wins.
Last
Last person able to stand wins.
Oh man. But
It's either that or he's going to be jumping around to different promotions.
Mm-hmm. Do you think I'm not really up to date on MLW at the moment, but do you think they are? Do you think they are a good alternative for Jon Moxley, or maybe not?
They can be, because they would have hardcore matches. They can have stuff there. I'd say it's very WWE in style, better wrestling, but still in the same concept compared to a New Japan ROH style type thing. There's also, who do you think be one of his first big matches when he returns? If it is Double or Nothing, I would expect it to be Jimmy Havoc.
Yeah, Jimmy Havoc or the other guy. What is his name? The other hardcore guy, Joey Janela. I think that would be really cool to see.
Someone had another Simpsons meme where they had like the episode where Homer was doing the voice of the dog and Itchy Scratchy when he was doing like a autograph signing for the kids, but it was like Homer's face was replaced with Dean Ambrose, and then all the kids were like Jimmy Havoc, Joey Janela, Sami Callihan, I think Sessions, Moth, Martinez.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So it's like everyone get in line to have a match.
Ford is with Joey, correct? Okay.
Well, I mean, kind of, sort of. I think the storyline is that they're breaking up.
Oh.
Last thing I saw, she was with Scott Steiner. That was a funny joke in there, but yeah, that's what the storyline is going right now.
Yeah, I see Joey. But if he goes Impact, it's obviously going to be Tommy, Sammy, or Eddie, or a fatal four-way with all of them. if he gets a tag team partner, I can see him doing something crazy with LAX. So, I mean, yeah. Dude, if he does go all elite, John Moxley versus El Penta.
Mm-hmm.
Pentagon Jr.
I was feeling that's where you were going with that.
Mental. I just clicked. It's like, oh, that would be sick. They wouldn't hold back.
John Moxley versus LA Park.
Yeah. Or Aldiho, L-E. I screwed that up.
Oh, Hilo. Now you got me screwed up.
El Hijo
De La Park.
Park.
Yes.
Yes.
The son of La Park.
That dude, right now, his options are great. I'd actually like to see him against the flamboyant
Juice Robinson.
Exactly. That would be because
They should remember
like
that
the
he-
hokey stuff.
At least you will remember that he was Juice Robinson this time.
Yes, it did. I've only seen like 3 matches, so and in those matches he didn't really showcase his flamboyancy, especially when he had a cast on. He was way more edgy because of the type of match it was.
And he came out. He always comes out with like a shirt that has like a Care Bear in it and a giant tri-corner hat.
Mm-hmm. I didn't think about it, but in Ring of Honor when he was doing his moves and stuff, and he was like doing stuff like that, I was like, he's very flamboyant. How did I not notice this before? And then you're like his name is the Flamboyant. If I watched more of his stuff, I would have caught on way quicker. But yeah, he's definitely.
What was John Moxley? Is it the crazy John Moxley? He goes to New Japan. What was it? He is moniker beforehand.
Dude, it'd be cool to see him go to New Japan too. But I can
Well,
see him.
First, what is his moniker? Because the next question was going to be what faction. But what's first his moniker?
He gets stuck with the
Lunatic
lunatic fringe
fringe.
again.
The lunatic bane.
I feel like you're just a lunatic, John Moxley. He doesn't have to have a fringe in there.
Madman John Moxley.
Yeah, something or demented, something that really puts over his
Psycho John Moxley.
his hardcore style.
Mhm.
But yeah,
Next faction. I'm thinking Suzuki Gun.
oh heck yeah,
Yeah, Suzuki Gun.
Maybe because of his similarities with the Shield, Bullet Club. Maybe, but that's a stretch. I see Suzuki Gun all the
Suzuki
way.
Gun,
He
yeah.
does not have the hair nor the tranquilo of LIJ, so that's definitely it.
Normally not super cool weapon either.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, maybe that's what like Naito should do. He should have like in a hardcore match he pulls out, but it's like a chair, but it's like shaped like a Japanese anime sword. But it's like all made of chairs connected to each other.
Oh my gosh. It's like, what the heck? Naito, what is this? What? It looks cool. It's so impractical, which is why it looks cool.
Yeah, apparently that's a big thing when it comes to weapons tubers on YouTube
Mm-hmm.
about talking about how fantasy swords and anime swords wouldn't work and are impractical.
I mean, look at Sephiroth's sword. Have you ever seen Sephiroth's sword from Final Fantasy VII?
Maybe.
It's just a very long katana. And it's just like, yeah, that wouldn't work. You'd have no control with that. But he does. Because he is Sephiroth.
Yeah.
But yeah, one more question you've heard from the out there, sir.
Did you have any?
And I did. So a lot of people are talking about Vince McMahon holding on to people, right?
Yes.
we didn't mention about Sasha Banks in the news.
Yeah.
She's also one that's very upset and angry right now.
Sasha Banks in her room. She hears something outside. She goes to the window. It's Vince McMahon holding a boombox over his head.
And playing her entrance music. But, so who do you think is going to be the next superstar that's going to want his release, but is denied? Who do you think is going to be that next person?
Oh. I don't know, it's hard to tell because a lot of people still seem fine and they're like a lot of people I think could have been doing better if they, were someplace else, and have a lot more opportunity like Cesaro. It seems like he's still fine there. I know he would want something better for Sonya Deville, but I mean she still seems like she's fine there. Leo Rush seems to not like his situation there.
Yeah, we forgot about to mention that.
Yeah,
he's having a lot of crap go down backstage.
And he's just not liking him. He's saying like he's not making money from the merch that they're selling, and he says he has to pay for travels out of pocket. So he says he's walking around poor backstage, not doing anything. So it definitely sounds like a person who wants to leave. So I would go with that, Leo Rush.
Leo Rush. Yeah, I can totally see that too. We know so far they have not signed an extension to their contract. The Good Brothers might be on their way out. That'd be the second one to be the Good Brothers we hear where they're like, oh yeah, they said they're not signing after their contract's up. So Good Brothers and Leo I can see to be the two that are the biggest ones right now. And yeah, but I guess that's all for the show today. It was a fun show.
Fun show. What do you think of the show, DJ?
DJ. Oh, he already left.
Yeah, I mean, he had to. He's also meeting the person to go see it. So I mean, you can't keep the other person waiting.
No, not at all.
He has to do that.
And yeah, I'm just upset that I didn't really read the text correctly, and I just drove right on past and made us late or here. But
because he was text about where we're meeting for lunch, and he misread it.
Yeah, but yeah, it was a fun show. Anyways, comment down below and let us know about everything we talked about. How you would book the Women's Money in the Bank. How the news segments we talked about. Tell us what you think about it. Don't be afraid. Keep on commenting. But most importantly, and this is where we have a lot of fun, give us those sexy, sexy likes.
And the unsexy ones.
And if you really like what we do, then go over and share our videos, all of them, to your friends
and enemies.
After you do that, if you're doing all that anyway, if you're liking our video, liking our content, sharing it, subscribe to our channel so that way you are a part of the Smarky family, and then go on and ring that notification bell because
we want to get notified for when we go live for our podcast shooting with the Smarky family every Sunday at 1 p.m. Central Time. And also go live for pay-per-views inside WWE and outside WWE, much like Double or Nothing. And also just get notified for when we put out, different videos, polls, info. When we schedule stuff that we're gonna do, like live streams and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, so just get notified overall, and you get that when you ring the notification bell, because apparently YouTube's been even more broken.
YouTube is kind of like the WWE right now, a broken mess. But for some reason, we still love it. Follow me on Twitter at IsaJ_STP.
Follow me on Twitter at Liam_SWA.
And follow DJ as well. He was here. He's at DJC_SEL. And go subscribe to Skeleton Productions and the Sports Enthusiast League. Those videos are in our channels tab, our featured channels. And have a great day. Until next time, everybody, it will be awesome.
I would say this: we go to like Google headquarters, and like we find the guy behind Google and YouTube and everything, and it's like unmask him, and he's like, "It was me all along, Austin."
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.